Hi, Linda.
Hi, Michael.
Hello. I can see you today.
I changed my computer.
Got it. How was your weekend?
My weekend, I think, so funny, I think.
Oh, let's see. I lost your video. It looks like it loading again. Let's see. Oh well, no big deal. There, it's back now. Good. Okay, let's see. So, you sent me some homework. Let's take a look at that real quick. Let's see. Okay, so here's what you wrote. Can you go ahead and read it out loud for us?
Michael, I think, your background is changed.
Yes, it has. There's a big picture behind me now of a hummingbird. Yeah, so let's see. There's a story behind that, actually. I am. Did I tell you I'm from the United States, but I live in a different country?
Yeah,
Have I told you that yet?
I know you live in near Brazil.
Yeah, it's near Brazil. Yeah, I live in Ecuador. So the story is, last month I went back to the U.S. to get my visa to work in Ecuador. So I had to get the visa renewed. The visa here doesn't mean like a credit card, but like the passport visa.
Yeah, I know.
You're probably going to have to get one for the U.S. too, right? When you come to the U.S.
Yeah.
So, but while I was in the United States, my friend paid the money for my internet bill. But the internet company made a mistake. They didn't put the money in the right account. So so they turned off my internet because they thought I hadn't paid. So I had to get a hotel with internet,
Oh,
in order to teach.
So is that a bad thing?
Yeah. So this. Well, we talked to them. They're going to fix it next week. But for now, I had to get a hotel room with the internet. So this is not my apartment. This is a hotel room now, where I'm at right now.
I think next week is so long.
Yeah, I know. They especially because it's their mistake. The service at this internet company is not very good. The customer service is very bad. So, but it's the only. Let's see. The customer service is very bad at the internet company, but they are the only internet company in my city, so I have no choice, unfortunately.
The only internet company.
Yeah, exactly.
Just only one internet company in your city.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, I can imagine.
I know. It's very bad. But yeah, so hopefully they will fix for next week. Otherwise, I'm going to complain to the headquarters because I really need internet in my apartment. So yeah. Okay. So let's see. Let's talk about the homework real quick. Just a couple small things. So let's see. When you're answering the first question, you can say the word. You can use the word the instead of what. So since you're only answering with one subject, we would use the word the, as in perhaps the current world event that interests me. Yeah, and let's take out. Let's see. The S, the current world event, and then we'll need the word that, or the current world event that interests me is the financial crisis.
When I write it, I also think maybe some trouble with it.
Mm-hmm.
But I couldn't find it.
Mm-hmm.
You mean now? If I have questions now?
Yeah. Do you have questions now, or did you? What was your trouble?
No. I mean, when I write down these sentences, I also think I have some trouble, but I couldn't find where the problem is.
I see. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So that would be the first one. So perhaps the current world event that interests me is the financial crisis. And then for the second sentence, we can say, oops, that's not what I meant to do.
The second sentence is following the first sentence. I'm talking about the sensing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the same subject. Just to change it, the question should be, have I told you I would like to choose a master of science, a master of science in finance. So we'll just put the word have in front of the I. So have I told you I would like to choose, and then let's say a Masters of Science in Finance. Yeah. Okay.
If I
Okay.
so you mean if I have told you so these sentences is there some problems? Some wrong?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Remember that the word if starts a conditional clause. So if you have the word if, you'll also need the word, or at least to imply the word then, right? So you could say every time you have the word if, you need a result or a consequence of that conditional. For example, if my internet company does not solve the problem, I will complain to their headquarters. Okay, and this implies the word if. I mean the word then being somewhere at the beginning of the second clause. But every time we use the word if, we need a consequence or a result for if that question is, if that condition is met. So that's why using if is incorrect in this case, because there's no second clause. If the way that we would fix that would be if I told you I want to choose the Master of Science in Finance, then, well, I'm not sure what it would be then. So see, because we have the if clause, we also need a then clause as well, or at least the implied then clause.
So that means if I say a word if, then I must have a word length follow for the word if.
Right. If you have the word if, you need to have the consequence of if as well. Sometimes the consequence comes first. Like, for example, I will go to the movies if I will go to if the weather is nice on Friday. Here, the consequence is first, and then after that we see the if clause. So, but you can use it both ways. I will go to the park if the weather is nice on Friday, or if the weather is nice on Friday, I will go to the park. So you can see it. You can put the clause on either side, but you need the consequence or result clause every time you use the word if.
I got it.
Okay. And so that's why I said in this instance, I don't think we need the word if. We can just say have. And so since have it's in the question form, we can just move that to the front. So have I told you I would like to choose a Master of Science program in finance? Okay. Let's see. For the next sentence, I think you do a good job with if. You have if, but then you also have the consequence clause. So if I am in a different culture, I will try to enjoy the different culture. So that's good. You use it correctly here. The only thing I would change about this sentence is I think we can get rid of, because you use the word different culture 2 times, I think we could just get rid of it the second time and say it instead. Just use the pronoun it. If I'm in a different culture, I will try to enjoy it and keep myself... let's see, I didn't understand exactly what you meant by this last part. Keep myself culture outstanding. Do you mean to keep your own culture for yourself? Like to keep... how did you mean? What did you mean in the last part there?
I mean, I just want to say, my Chinese culture is very, can I say, special? So I want to keep it that I want to keep it some special thing. Also let the foreigners know that something about our Chinese culture.
Okay, yeah, great. Okay, so if the emphasis is on you're also giving it your culture to them, so it's like an exchange, right? So you could also say, so I will try to enjoy it, the different culture, and to share my own culture with others.
So
like that.
if I haven't understood the meaning of the outstanding.
Let's see. Yeah, outstanding. I think for outstanding, let's see. So outstanding means, generally we would use it to mean being different or apart, usually in a good way. So I think I see what you're saying, what you were trying to say there, to keep myself... First, remember, myself is a reflexive pronoun, so it means that you're talking about...
that is a bad one.
Yeah, so we would use the possessive, we would say my. That's the possessive form, the possessive pronoun.
That is by a careless one.
No problem. Yeah. So let's see. So I would keep my culture, and then outstanding. I don't think that's quite the word that you're looking for, but I think it's close. It's a good try. We'd probably say I'd like to keep my own culture separate. I think would probably be a better word for that. So it also means apart, but
can you write the word that you said just now?
Separate. Yeah, separate. It means different. Let's see. It means a lot of the same things that I've said about outstanding, but but it's a little bit different in that outstanding. Outstanding means it is. How can I put this? So the different outstanding is that outstanding means that it is part of the whole, but different in some way. So, for example, if you have a crowd of people, and one of those people is very different in some way, then they might be outstanding. Let me give a more concrete example. So we could say, of all the basketball players, Bill was outstanding. So this means that Bill he's part of the team, right? He's part of all of the basketball players, but he stands out from the others. It means that he's one of them, but he is different from the rest of them.
So he's at the top?
In the case of... Exactly. It means he's at the top. Right. He is the best. Of cultures, I think what you're trying to say is not that you are trying to keep your culture the best, but to sort of keep it separate, to make sure that you, in your own mind, keep it apart from the other culture that you enjoy. And so I think that's why separate would be better. So an example sentence with separate would be, let me think. Chemistry and English are two separate subjects. So in this case, they are not. Oh, go ahead.
So that means the two different things.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. They are both unique, and they are both different from each other. Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense?
Can I say separate is more is the word can make look so I don't know how to how so can I say higher?
Sorry, say again? Let's see.
I don't know.
Why don't we have you...
Can I say?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, can I say the word separate can look so most higher than different.
No, I think it's about the same as different. It's on the same level. So with different, we would say, let's see, with the word different, it means. Okay, let me make a new whiteboard and we can talk about all of these. Okay, so outstanding means different from the others, we can say, usually in a good way. Okay? Better or best.
I think I find the word to describe the I mean, can I say different? I don't know. The word separate is you know, top grade. Can I say in this way?
So separate doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't have a value attached to it. Separate simply means apart from, either different from something, or at a distance from something. Okay. But it doesn't necessarily mean it's good or bad or better or worse than something else. It just means it's different. And the word different here, it would mean just that something is other than that something is not the same. So it's similar to separate in that there is no value attached to it. It's not necessarily better or worse than the other thing. It's just not the same.
Let me make a example. I mean, you know, if I go to have my TOEFL exam, you know, when I was writing, I need to have some special words so I can get the high grade. So I mean, if the separate is like one of the special words.
Is it a like a vocabulary word, or like a let's is separate a special word? Let me think. I don't necessarily think it's a very like special word. It's a fairly common word to use, I think. Yeah, I would say, but I mean, it's a good word to know. But it's a synonym of different, we could say. Separate and different are synonyms. They mean very similar things. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back to the first whiteboard, and we'll look at the last sentence. Okay, so, and you say, and the last one, I think just because of the beautiful environment and the useful facilities in the school, I am attracted. Let's see. I think at the end of this sentence, we need to add to it. I am attracted to it. And and the word just, I would say you rarely ever need to use the word just. Just very rarely changes the meaning of a sentence at all. So just is almost a word to avoid, I would say. Try not to use the word just too much.
Can I change the word into only?
I think only. I would just get rid of it, actually, because if you see, it doesn't change the meaning of the sentence by getting rid of it. I think because of the beautiful environment and the useful facilities in the school, I am attracted to it. It's almost the same meaning as I think just because of the beautiful environment. It means the same thing. So the word just is superfluous. Superfluous. Do you know what superfluous means?
No, I don't know.
Well, that would be one of the good words to use in the TOEFL test. Superfluous means excessive or unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
So unnecessary means you don't need it. It's too much. You don't need it. In other words, it is not a necessary part of the sentence, and so we can get rid of it without changing anything or without hurting the meaning of the sentence. Okay. Let's see. So we also, I think, need to insert the word for between the word and the last one. And also, we tried not to start sentences with the word and. So we'll just start it with the word for. So for the last one, I think because of
that is a Chinese habit.
To start with and. People in conversation, people say it in English as well. We start sentences with and in conversation. But in formal writing, we try not to start with and. But I'd say informal writing. Because people say it, you can also use it in informal writing. But for formal writing, don't start the sentences with the word and. So we would say, for the last one, I think because of the beautiful environment and useful facilities in the school, I am attracted to it. Yeah, and that works. Okay, great. So, do you have any questions for me, Linda, before we move on?
I would like to know if I have a little progress between this writing.
Between first writing and this writing?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, it's still pretty early, and we'll keep going, right? But I think so. Yeah.
So, do you think I have so much Chinese? Like, do you know the word and sorry, I can say it straight. Do you know the word Chinese English?
Yeah. What is that? Let's see. It's like for Spanish and English, we say Spanglish, right? English.
Like this, the sentences.
Like that.
Chinese
But for Chinese,
and the.
I think it's is it Chinglish perhaps? Chinglish or?
Chinglish.
I'm not sure. Let's see. Cheese. Or maybe. Oh no, it's not. Yeah. Chinglish. Chinglish is the word. It's Chinese plus English equals Chinglish.
Yeah. I'm afraid of this problems.
Let's see. I don't think so. I think you have some. Let's see. No, because Chinglish is like when you're imposing another language's structure onto a foreign language, right? So I think in your case, it's just most of what we have here is simply making a little bit better word choices. But as far as like the grammar of what you have here, it's good. It's just like a few small problems here and there. So your grammar and your concept of English is very good. We just need to what's the word I'm looking for? We need to tweak it a little bit, right? We need to fix the very small problems that are left. But for the big picture, I think you do very well, especially in talk. Like your speaking is a little bit stronger than your writing, but that's normal. Most people instead of speaking. So yeah. So we'll just continue to fix the little problems.
I'm so nervous.
You're so what?
I'm so nervous just now.
Well, we'll keep working on it. No need to be nervous. You can be confident.
Near my deadline. Is it deadline or deadline?
A deadline, yeah.
Deadline.
Yeah, it's normal to be nervous, but don't worry. Just do your best, and I'm sure you'll do just fine. Let's see. I'll try and find maybe some practice tests that we can do together, and so then we can maybe boost your confidence in that way too, by taking some practice TOEFL tests. You can we can see which areas we need to work on the most too. I'll see if I can try to find one or two of those. Okay.
Michael, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen my writing about the project about the church?
You're writing. I don't think I.
Maybe you can.
Did you send an email?
No. I think this is my first time writing. I'm not sure. Actually, when you came to teamwork, I told you I some practice about an interview. So.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So.
That's right. The interviews. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we can keep practicing that too. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I still have your writing here from it. The questions that we talked about. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And let's see, what else were we going to do from that? Yeah. Let me see. Okay, so yeah, I still have all of the questions that we thought of. So we can keep practicing with the interviews as well. Let me see. I think I can bring up. Let me see if I can add the this picture to the screen. Hold on just 1 second. Let me create a new whiteboard for it too. It's in. Oops, hold on. Where did it go? Okay, so some of the questions that we had talked about were hold on. Oh, I see what happened. Hold on just 1 second. Sorry, Linda. Okay, so here were the questions that we talked about last time. So we had all of these questions, and we talked about some of them already, and I think you answered a few of them. And I think we can keep talking about them so we can help maybe talking about the answers so that you have them prepared when you go into interview. So let's choose. For this last one, we talked about the 3 questions that I had you write about what attracted you to the school, what you thought, how you would deal with the cultural differences, and then also that first question about what world events interest you. Let's see. So for let's just choose one question for the next homework, I think, and you can kind of take that on. I think writing about it is good because it will help you think about it, and then you'll remember it when you have the actual interview. So
sorry.
Let's see.
Which problem you which problem is about my homework?
Oh, which problem? So So yeah, what I'm thinking is part of, I think, for the interview, it's good to have ideas as to what to say to the interviewers before you are asked the questions. So that way you don't have to spend time thinking about the answer. You can just answer the question. So I think for this homework, let's talk about this question here. What are your goals for the future, academically and in your life or career? Okay. So for this next homework, let's have you write a few sentences about that question.
So that is my motivation about the future.
Yeah. And what you want to do for the future, because it's a good question to have, I think, an answer for, like a full answer for, because I think that the people interviewing for the school, for example, they'll want to know about that, and they'll want you to have some specific things to talk about for that.
Do you think that is so far from me in life or in career?
Do I think? Say again.
I think the goals for the goals in my life, in my career, that is so far from me.
I know that at your age it doesn't seem like necessarily something to think about just yet, but I expect that if you're going to a school like the one that we were talking about, the one that Bill Gates went to, they'll probably ask you a question like this. And so notice that it doesn't mean answering this question doesn't mean you have to commit to a plan, right? To a plan. It just means that you have to talk about, you have to show that you are thinking about the future. And so you can say something that you're thinking about, but not necessarily something that you know that you want to do, right? You don't have to commit to something, but you just have to show that you are thinking about things, some possibilities.
So that isn't the real thing maybe I would to do in my future, just about my thoughts.
Yes, exactly. It doesn't have to be a concrete plan, just some thoughts about what you might want to do. But be confident in the way that you say them.
Okay. Got it.
All right. Okay, well, it looks like our time is up for today. Thank you very much, Linda. I'll see you next time, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, Michael.